Welcome to the Thriving Soulpreneur Podcast. This is a space where we talk about human design, spirituality, and neuroscience, all applied to business and money. My purpose is to help struggling solopreneurs to run sustainable businesses, to become financially resilient, and to create powerful change within their communities and beyond. I am your host, Andrea Niño de Guzman, a numbers girl and neuro geek who left the corporate world to do what she does best, to catalyze transformations. I am thrilled and honored to have you here, and I really hope to serve you in the best way possible. Hello, welcome everyone to this new episode of the Thriving Soulpreneur. It's great to have you here, just like always. It's actually been a while. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks since my last podcast episode. If you haven't been following me on Instagram or on social media, let me explain. Where have I been? My husband was diagnosed with a life-threatening condition 2 weeks ago, about completely unexpected, and that landed him in the hospital for about 8 days. He ended up having surgery, and basically our whole life just kind of like turned around, went upside down for a few weeks. And well, now he's back. Everybody's, healthy, in good condition, in good spirits. And we are, basically me. I am slowly getting back to my normal groove, back to my plans, back to my regular programming. But for those 2 weeks, I basically just canceled everything, put everything on hold so that I could be there for him, and for my kids and for myself as well. So yeah, lots of lessons. We'll talk about that in another episode. But today I want to talk to you about something that really hits me. It's near and dear to my heart because this is me speaking from what was once my truth, and I'm going to share my experience and what I learned as a result of that experience and what I'm here to offer as a result of this experience. So stay tuned to the end because I have something that's very important for you. So stick around, okay? I promise it's not going to be a long episode. All right, let's start by this. Raise your hand. I know I can't see you, but raise your hand if you've ever felt or asked yourself this question of, why is everyone succeeding except me? Or why is it working for everyone but for me? And where does this come from? I've been coaching for quite a while now, since 2016. I've been in the online space full-time since 2019. And when I started, I enrolled in a lot of programs, a lot of business programs, because I felt like I needed more of the experience and the know-how of how to create offers and how to launch and, the marketing and the sales aspect and whatnot. And what I quickly realized by being enrolled in those, huge group programs is that there are 2 types of people. Well, actually 3. The ones who never take action, so the ones who never show up, who basically pay for the program and that's it. The ones who are very active, who are doing, in the calls, who are doing the work, but are still struggling for the results. And then there are these other ones, they call them unicorns, that are in the program and then all of a sudden, poof, it hits them and they just you can see their business catapult in the 3 months of the program, right? All of a sudden they're 10xing their income. They're having these amazing results. And I'm going to speak from my experience, okay? But I don't know if this has happened to you. But when I saw this happen, obviously I was excited and happy for these people, right? I mean, they were transforming their life. They were changing their whole situation, financially speaking, on a whole different level, right? But inside me, I was a little bit jealous. Yes, I'm going to admit that. I was incredibly triggered because all I kept on thinking was, why not me? Why can they do it, but I can't? I'm showing up, I'm doing the work, I'm in the calls, I'm involved, I'm committed, what's going on? Why the fuck can't I get those results just like they can? What do they have that I don't? And this would go on in my mind for a really, really long time. That constant judgment, that constant, pressure that I was putting on myself of, you need to execute, you need to do more, you need to do more, you need to do more. You look at them, look at what they're achieving, and look at you, you're not even halfway there. You're not even a quarter of the way there. And it was incredibly stressful. At some point in time, in some programs, that led me to more hiding. So I was just not show up anymore. And in other times, it would just lead me to a lot of self-doubt, and just a lot of dark episodes of, maybe, am I even supposed to do this? Will I ever be successful as an online business owner? Or maybe I should just seriously consider going back to traditional work, corporate, and working for somebody else, 9 to 5, not in the online space. Even when I was in my first years of coaching with my first clients and we were doing business coaching, there was also that imposter syndrome of, here I am. Yes, I'm helping you. I'm giving you all this guidance, but I'm not one of those success cases like I've seen in other programs. I'm not the one that's 10xing her income just by doing these 3 things. So yeah, there was a lot of that. And what I realized in the process is 2 things. First, what I quickly realized is, okay, it's not just about the action. It's not just about the doing. It's about the being. That was very clear for me. Okay, I wasn't being congruent. I need to focus on me. I need to develop myself before I can focus on taking action. Because if I'm not clear with myself, then obviously the odds of me taking action, the odds of me implementing all this business wisdom that I gained are going to be slim to none. So that was the first thing. But then there's another thing. And I feel that that's deeper. And it's the belief that we have about ourselves. So why is everyone succeeding except you? It's because you are not believing in yourself. You don't have that belief in yourself. And you might be saying, yeah, of course I believe in myself. I mean, look at what I did. Look at what I've accomplished. But I really believe that the results that we get in our life, the results that we manifest, the results that we create in our immediate reality are in a direct correlation to the level of belief that we have in ourselves. For me, this is like the depth of it. The more superficial aspect would be, focus on your habits. You have to be committed. You have to be congruent. You have to be aligned. But all of that is nothing if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't trust in yourself, if you don't commit to yourself first. And the more that I think about it, the more that I realize that this is the key missing ingredient, first of all, in almost all of the business programs, in a lot of the personal transformation industry, but it's also the key missing ingredient in our journey as entrepreneurs. Because that being a business owner, that being an entrepreneur is a fucking roller coaster, right? There are highs, there are lows. It's like there are a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of things that are unexpected. It's like you're living on a thrill ride for a greater part of your day. And when we go into business, the focus is generally on, what do I need to have in place? What do I need to do to run a successful business? What do I need to do to run a profitable business? What do I need to do to have a successful launch? And that's all good and great. And there are some amazing people out there who can teach you that. Ask me. I've studied with them. I can guide you to them, right? Then there's an intermediate step of, okay, but before you do, you have to be. Remember, be, do, have. Before you do, you have to be. So and that's when we look at your habits. That's when we look at your values. That's when we look at maybe your identity. And that's all good and great. But before that, there's this foundational piece of what do you believe? And it's not just what do you believe about success? What do you believe about money? It's what do you believe about yourself? Because at some point in time, maybe in our childhood, maybe in our teenage years, maybe in our adult years, that was broken. We were made to believe by external circumstances, by somebody else's opinion that maybe we valued at that time, maybe by what we hear in our external environment. We were made to believe that we're not worth it, that we have to strive, that we have to prove ourselves. We were made to believe that we cannot get it wrong, that we have to be perfect. We were made to believe that we were not lovable, that we needed to rely on others to make our decisions, that our instinct, our intuition was not reliable. We were made to believe that we have to rely more on analyticals, on our, rational judgment than on what our body is telling us. We were made to believe that we need to act in this instinct because opportunities only knock once, but they don't repeat themselves. We were made to believe that it's up to us to do and create everything, but it's all focused on the doing, right? And all of that, and I know there's so much more, right? We could create a whole masterclass on this, on what we were made to believe. But all of that ties into, I don't trust myself. I don't believe in myself. All of that goes down to, I need to rely on others because I don't have the experience. I don't have the skills. I don't have the wisdom that is required for me to run a successful business. And honestly, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I mean, and I feel like that's the first thing that I tell my clients. That's bullshit. There is not just one way to run a business. There is your way to run your business because there is only one you. And we have to honor that too. So going back to my experience, I spent a lot of time of my early years focusing on the doing and on the being. Thinking that if I focus on the being, if I focus on the habits, if I focus on my commitment, if I focus on me being more, bold and more of this and more of that, I would change my results. Everything would shift. But I did not understand that what was missing was the belief in myself. Because even though I was striving to have better habits, to show up, to be more committed, to be more bold, to be more authentic, to be more of this, I still didn't believe in myself. Like really, I didn't believe in myself. I still had doubts, maybe less doubts, but I still had doubts. And that 1% of doubt was messing with everything. That percent of lack of self-belief in myself. And when I talk about belief, it's this belief of, I can fucking own this. This is mine. I deserve it. I receive it without me having to prove my value. That's when I talk about belief. Like I believe that this is mine, that I can make it happen, that I am doing, that I am creating because I'm stepping in the power of me being the creator of my life and my future and everything that I'm creating in my surroundings. It's that high level, intense belief. Okay? The moment that I realized that, and the moment that I started shifting and changing all of my work towards changing, and I first identifying what those beliefs were and shifting them, that's when my business started to shift. That's when the opportunities started to come up and open up for me. That's when I started to become more comfortable with what I offered because I knew that this was mine. There was no more doubt. Before, the inner dialogue that I had was, yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, it wouldn't be nice if I had this. Yeah, it wouldn't be nice if I created this. And then it just shifted to, I am doing this because this is necessary. I am stepping out. I am creating this because this is what other people need. And I'm offering this because there is no doubt that this is what I'm meant to do. And there is no doubt that my success is ready for me to just claim it. That my abundance, my prosperity, my everything, whatever you want to call it, is mine. I just have to claim it. I can see it. I can touch it. I just have to reel it in towards me. That's all I need to do. And maybe just not even that, just allow myself to receive it. But it's with that level of certainty that I didn't have before. And I know that there are many people out there, colleagues of mine. I know that many people in the same coaching programs that I've participated who are still struggling with that sense of self-belief, who are going and doing all the actions about being and doing and trying to change their circumstance, but their beliefs about themselves are still intact. They're still, you could call them broken. They are still, I don't want to call them broken. They are tainted by these flawed perceptions of who they are, of who they could be, of what they're worthy, of what they're entitled to. They're tainted by these flawed perceptions that maybe they've acquired when they were young, when they were in this process of shifting, when they were in this process of evolving. Okay? All right. I feel like I'm getting all serious here. Wow. Anyway. So, where am I going with all of this? Number one is to give you that awareness that it's not just be, do, have. It's believe, be, do, have. And it's not just in the being, but what really needs to shift, it's the believing in yourself, believing that you're worthy, believing that you're abundant, believing that you're creative, believing that you are deserving of whatever it is that you desire. And that's that absolute, certain, 100% believe in yourself. That is a missing piece in everything that I've seen so far in the coaching industry. And why am I talking so much about this missing piece? Because I am now ready to change that. I want to change that. I want to start focusing and start working on that missing piece that almost nobody is addressing. So, what does that mean? I've birthed a new program called Resiliency to Prosperity. This is a 20-week program where we are going to work on that foundational piece, where I want to work with you side by side to help you restore that belief in yourself, so that by the time that our work is over, you are going to feel like a badass. You are going to feel like you can take the world head on, and that whatever it is that you create, whatever it is that you desire, is yours because you just are, because you're worthy of receiving, you're worthy of having any success, any abundance, any wealth, anything that you desire is just yours. And I want to connect with people on that level. And I want as many people to step out into the world with that sense of certainty of who they are and of what they are worthy of receiving, what they are worthy of having, and what they are worthy of claiming. Okay? So what this program entails is a lot of deep work where we work one-on-one, but we also do a lot of group work. This is not a group of 1,000 people where you're just going to be a number and nobody's not going to know who you are. No, I'm looking for 10 people, 15 at the most, depending on where their time zone, where they're located, but ideally 10, where we can create this very intimate container of support, of community, but where I can also know where you're at, what's holding you back, understand and identify your beliefs of yourself, change them, release anything, emotions, stuck beliefs, stuck memories that are holding you back, to help you create a new, more abundant and powerful and a profitable reality. And so that you can continue embodying your most authentic and badass self as a business owner, as a change maker, as somebody who is destined to create an impact in our world. So we're releasing, we're creating, and we're embodying in 20 weeks. This is a lot of one-on-one work, and yes, a lot of community, a lot of group work to support one another. I will be using hypnosis, EFT tapping, and quantum human design. These are my 3 areas of geniuses, all applied to business and money. Okay. Why business and money? Specifically money, because I feel that that's where most of the pain is. And that's where I feel that there's a lot of disconnect between our sense of self-worth, our sense of lovability, and this perception of receiving and creating a more abundant and more prosperous reality. Okay. All right. So that's what I have to offer. If this resonates with you, if you feel that you are ready to take that next step, if you feel that you are ready to start working on that foundational belief of who you are and what you're worthy of creating, let's get together. Let's talk about it. The program is on an early bird offer until next Monday. So the early bird is $2,999, and this includes $1,000 discount. So the final price is almost $4,000. The early bird price is almost at $3,000. So you have $1,000 of discount that you could take advantage of. If you feel ready to sign up, you don't have to pay in full. You can also pay in monthly installments. But I really, really want to reach out to the people who are ready to work at this deep level, who are ready to receive a powerful transformation, who are ready to step into their most wildly profitable, abundant, and empowered self. Okay? This is about doing business on a whole new level, because here's what I see. What if everybody did this work? Everybody. What if everybody did this foundational work and then went on to hire those business programs and those business coaches on, processes and funnels and sales? They would just kill it. They would kill it online. They would be so successful, because they would be implementing all the wisdom that they receive from these amazing experts, but from a different stance, from a place of security, from a place of possibility, not from limitation, not from lack, not from judgment, not from not enoughness. You would take all this information and implement it from just owning your power, of just owning your space, from just being in your light, from not being afraid of shining your light, not being afraid to speak out what your intuition is telling you to share with the world. And I feel that if more people did that, the whole world would change, because everybody needs to hear what you are hiding, what you don't are afraid, what you're feeling afraid to share with the world. That is what we need to transition, to change, to become a better humanity, to become a better world, to become a better collective. And I really, really want to see as many people step into their power in a way that can create drastic change, like that ripple effect in humanity. So I see my program as that stepping stone that can catalyze your transformation in a whole different way, in a more exponential way. And this goes beyond just the habits and just the doing. This is about believing in yourself. So if you're ready to start, reach out to me. Send me a DM. You can find me on Instagram at andrea.transformationcatalyst. Let's get that conversation going. You can find all the details of the program on my bio link on my bio on Instagram. And I hope, and I know that there are 10 people out there who are ready to get started, who have been waiting for this. So if you are one of them, this is your call. This is your sign that I am ready if you are ready. And I am ready to catalyze your transformation. All right? Okay. It's good to be back. I love recording these podcasts. They're the best thing. They're the highlight of my day. Stay tuned. I will probably keep on talking more about the details of my vision with this program, of details of this program, of what does it mean, resiliency and prosperity and whatnot. But let's start taking action. if it feels aligned, if you feel your heart beating, if you feel that your stomach is saying yes, hell yes, let's do it. All right? Okay. Love you all. Have an amazing, amazing week. And I will catch you next week with more insights. Awesome. Take care.